Hi guys, welcome to this tutorial about the ultimate travel itinerary in Notion. It's a template I created on Notion and you can buy it via the link in the description if you want to, and otherwise maybe this helps you to create your own travel itinerary. And I go through it as much as possible as I can, and hopefully it will help you to plan your travels better in the future. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. So first of all, this is the homepage. And as you can see, there are different tabs that are on the homepage. Well, first and foremost, the adventures. Those are the adventures you are going to do, the adventures that are upcoming in the future. And you see here on the left side, two other tabs. One is navigation, one is quick actions. Navigation is the most important one. You can find here the adventures you're going to take that will bring you to this page. For example, you can see that right here. And then we have places, packing lists, expenses, itinerary, accommodations, and travel documents. So, the navigation part is the tabs where you can see all the different expenses of all these trips, all the different packing lists of all these trips. But first and foremost, we're going to create a new adventure, so you can see that all these different tabs are also in one adventure. So you have everything you need for one trip, for one adventure, all in one page. So that's the most convenient way to recreate adventure. I'm going to show you that by clicking on the Dominican Republic, because that's one that I already created for you. So here you can see in the adventure of the Dominican Republic, you see the image that I chose for the home page. You can change it here by choosing change cover. You can see the date that we're supposed to go to the Dominican Republic, and you can just add that here, and date. Then it's just the date that you are flying if you don't have an end date. And here, you know, I'm gonna be there until the 19th, for example. Flight number, your expenses, and here you see the travel documents, your itinerary for that trip, the places you want to visit in that trip, the packing lists you need for that trip, and then you can also click on the ones that you already packed, so you know those are already in your bag, and they will immediately go to the bottom, so you know the things you need to pack are on top. If you want to add a new one, you can just do that right here, and if you want to delete it, you can just delete it right there. Then here we have the accommodations of your travels. Again, if you want to add something, you can just add it right here, and then it will come a new tab. And as you can see, you can just add Google Maps link, the address, the date that you want to use it, the date that you're going on, and the related expenses. And yes, those expenses are also here to see for you. If you have another expense, for example, taxi from airport, you can just add it right here. Category, well, I made 4 categories, so it's going to be transport. It's on the date 31st, just only that date, and the amount will be, for example, $80. As you can see, the expenses will automatically calculate itself. And if by any chance you want to see it in a different way, you just go to sum. You go to, for example, average, range, but sum is going to be the most important one, because then it adds it up. So you can see immediately how much you're spending on this journey. So this is already one adventure that's already completed. But if you want to create a new adventure, you can do that here by going to the adventure space and go here to new, or just go to the home page and then do it right here. So new trip, for example, we're going to New York. You're going to add a cover. Well, this is not that visibly attractive, but you can obviously put a nice picture of New York here. You can add the date that you're going to fly. For example, 11th until October 5th. Oh. Flight number, and then this is still empty because this is a new adventure. So you can add still all the things that you want to add for this adventure to this trip. For example, day one, what do you want to do? We're gonna pick up airports. That is gonna be on the 11th. You can add a short note, for example, the phone number of the taxi driver you booked. And then you can add an arrow, for example, a Google Maps arrow. And so you can fill in your itinerary, and you can also add more days for your travels if you want to. Places to visit, same. If you want to add a new place, you can just add that here. For example, the address, you want to go to Empire State Building. You can add the address to Google Maps, a nice image, and some highlights that you want to see. And then you'll see it here. It's in your places to visit. Packing list as well. You can just add, for example, tickets. And you can check if you already brought that with you or not. Tickets. Well, you can just fill it in however you would like. I'm going to delete it now. Accommodations. You can just fill in Hotel New York. You can add the date here when you're going to be there, the address, the Google Maps link, and related expenses. Expenses for your travels, well, I already showed you how to fill that in the Dominican Republic adventure and the travel documents. So also you can just add, for example, tickets. And you're gonna do like an example. You can choose a file, a PDF file, or an arrow, whatever you want, related itinerary, and it's gonna be in your New York trip already because we're in the New York tab. So that is how you create a new adventure, and you have everything you need in one adventure. And you can see it here popping up on your home screen. Then some other things that you might want to know for this travel itinerary. It's very beginner friendly. It's not too much that you have, but everything you need. So this is how you create an adventure, and this navigation bar is the adventures you're going to take, the places that you're going to see, packing list, expenses, and for example, the expenses here are going to be the expenses of all your different trips. So you can see here Alaska trip, the Dominican Republic trip, and if you add expenses to New York, then it will also show up in your expenses tab, because this is a overview of all the expenses of all the travels that you made. And if you want to create a new expense, then you can just go to here, for example, add them to New York, and just add them expenses here. These are the recent expenses that you made. So to summarize, if you want to create a new adventure, you do that here, and you have everything you need for that adventure in one place. And if you want to have an overview of all the accommodations that for all your travels, all your packing lists, all your places to visit, then you go to the different tabs here. So here is also for the accommodations. You see the accommodations for the Dominican Republic, but also for New York. And you can add a new group here to add them to your accommodation list. Now, if you want to be more quick, we have the quick actions here on the left. So a new adventure is also easy to create here. A new expense, a new place, or a new travel doc. I can just show you here. You can just add them here to one of your adventures. For example, Bali. Create a file, attach a file, add an URL, and it immediately comes in your adventure for Bali. I'm gonna delete this one because we don't need it anymore. It's just to show. All right, then on the right we have a calendar. This is to see what date it is. We have a bucket list that you can create of your own, so the countries that you still want to see but you haven't seen yet. Most important here on the left, the things you don't want to forget if you're traveling, because you can buy new things, but your passport, flight ticket, credit card, and medication is going to be difficult abroad. And we have a to-do list. You can also customize this to your own needs, and you can also add the per person to it. So which person needs to do what. So for example, to do, I need to check transportation. So I need to do that, for example, on the 4th. Reminds. You can be reminded for that. And for example, I need to do it. If you have other people that you can you add to this travel itinerary, you can add a different person so they get a notification. So this is one important one. This is to-do list on the main page because this is something you don't want to forget. And if you did one of the things in the to-do list, for example, check your passport and visa requirements, you can just drag them to complete, and you know that you don't need to do that anymore. Then on the right, we have a nice Spotify music to get you in the mood. If you want another Spotify list, you can just add them to your travel itinerary. I will show you how to do that in a minute. Here we have Google Maps, and here we have the weather. This is nice if you are going somewhere and you just want to, if you're creating a new adventure, you want to know, like, for example, how the weather is in New York, then it's nice to have it already here ready for you. So this is a widget, and you can just add them free of charge to your travel itinerary. How do you do that? You go to Indify. You go to indify.co, and then you'll see they have the main page over here. You can create different kind of widgets when you want to create weather widgets. I'll go to the widget I already made. You can see here is the widget that is in our itinerary, and here you can choose another place anywhere on this planet to see the weather from. So for example, New York, and then you see now this is the weather in New York right now. I'm going to change it back to San Francisco, and then you can just change all the other things you want to change over here. And if you're done and you have it in the way that you like it, you can just copy the link here, and then we go back to our travel itinerary. You pick the plus button here, pick the plus button here, and then you go all the way down to embed. You paste the link, you embed it, and then you will see that your own weather widget will create itself here, and you can choose how you want the visibility to be. I will delete this now, but then you know how to make it yourself. The same goes for the Google Maps. If you want to create Google Maps and you want to change it to another place where you can just go on the maps and just see everything you want to see, then you go to the side of Google Maps. So here we are, and we have, for example, Osnabrück in Germany. You click here on share, you click this one and you copy this link. You go back to the travel itinerary and then you go to the plus sign again, go to embed, paste the link, and as you can see you have the new map, which you also can make bigger or smaller, whatever you prefer. Same goes for the Spotify lists. On Spotify, you can also get the link for the preferred Spotify link and then just embed it here in your travel itinerary. So this is everything you need to know. I hope that it helps you. I hope that it's clear to you. And I want to thank you so much for purchasing this travel itinerary. If you are on YouTube and you didn't purchase it yet and you are interested in purchasing it, you can find the link in the description. Thank you so much for your time.